Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship. Is really working for Ditcheva. She can have the knee find its way to the face of Sumiko Inaba and an elbow from Dakota.
One knee here, backed against the fence.
All knees, the left hand fight.
She knocked out everyone in her path. She made world-class fighters look like F-King amateurs. But now, there's no one left to fight. This is the story of how Dakota Ditcheva became too dangerous for her own division, and why the PFL, the UFC, and the entire women's MMA scene doesn't know what the hell to do with her.
Franco on by TKO or KO, I will tell you the confidence that she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable.
And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, right
Bishop in
hand.
trouble.
And that doesn't. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences.
Dakota Ditcheva became the first British woman to win an MMA world title, 5 fights, 5 brutal wins, 3 first-round stoppages, and then the big one she F-King walked through Sumiko Inaba in the PFL final. That win shook the sport. Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, and Joanna Jedrzejczyk all paid respect. But then everything went quiet. Why? Because nobody wants to fight her. Obviously, with me walking through them last year, it's made it difficult. That's what Dakota told the BBC. She didn't just beat her opponents, she embarrassed them. Fighters like Gina Bishop 1 round, 1 bomb. Career over. And now, the PFL can't even find someone worthy of stepping in the cage. She thought about re-entering this year's tournament, but it's just full of women she already destroyed. Dakota's ready. She's training. She's focused. But PFL, they're stuck. They can't send her to UFC. They can't run the same fights back. She's calling for next-level opposition, but there's no level above her in PFL, and you've got to ask, why hasn't the UFC stepped in yet? She's undefeated, she's violent, she's marketable, and fans are starting to scream, let Dakota F-King run through the UFC flyweights. Let's keep it real. Valentina, Blanchfield, Fiorot, Tatiana Suarez, do any of them want smoke with Dakota right now? Because here's the truth. She's a F-King killer. She's not a slow-grinding decision machine. She's explosive, mean, and finishes fights. UFC fans want violence, Dakota brings violence. So Dana, what the hell are you waiting for? Dakota Ditcheva did everything right. She trained, she dominated, she made history, and now she's waiting. Waiting for the PFL to make a move, waiting for the UFC to grow a pair. But one thing's clear, the longer you ignore Dakota Ditcheva, the more dangerous she gets. Drop your pick in the comments. Who should Dakota fight next? Valentina? Erin Blanchfield? Nunes come back? And hit that subscribe button before Dakota destroys your whole F-King division.
You're the next big team, Dave. Look out your guards. Great to see it, strong woman, good girl. Fucking awesome. Great to see it. Great to find you. Love it, love it. What's it back? What are we up next? Oh yeah, now I'm walking myself in. Look, as superstar right there. 100.
Conor McGregor just crowned a new queen, and it's not a UFC fighter. It's Dakota F-King Ditcheva. The Notorious himself said it. You're the next big thing, sweetheart. That's not hype. That's a fucking prophecy. And if you've been sleeping on Dakota, wake the hell up. Because this 27-year-old British assassin just sent another undefeated fighter straight to the ER, and she's coming for every woman in the UFC.
Back elbow, and now a left hand. And
Let's talk about what Dakota just did to Sumiko Inaba. This wasn't a fight. It was a slow-motion execution. Clinch, dominated elbows, surgical knees, F-King brutal, 3 rounds one-sided destruction, and Inaba wasn't some can. She was 8-1, 2 wins in a row. Real threat. But Dakota made her look like a local amateur. Now rewind. You've got Conor McGregor, the most famous MMA fighter in the world, saying, "This, you're a strong woman, fucking awesome. Next big thing." That's not just respect, that's McGregor handpicking his successor. And guess what? Dakota didn't flinch. didn't fangirl. She said, PFL are working on something. I'm cooking. Let them get ready. I'm about to blow this whole shut up. This woman is 15-0. She already wrecked Taila Santos, a former UFC title challenger. She's not ducking the UFC, she's baiting them. UFC wants a viral female star? Here's one. Undefeated, unmatched, undeniable. And now she's stuck doing PFL super fights while the UFC women's flyweight division is straight up bleeding. Why hasn't Dana signed Dakota? Because when she walks in, she's not just coming to fight. She's coming to end careers. McGregor knows it. The fans know it. Even her opponents know it the moment they feel her in the clinch. Give her Valentina, give her Erin, fuck it, give her Amanda. Dakota wants smoke, and she's bringing an arson kit. She's not joining the UFC to climb the ladder, she's there to burn it down. So let me ask you, if Dakota Ditcheva walked into the UFC right now, who the hell beats her? Drop a name in the comments, I dare you, because when Conor McGregor says you're the next big thing, he means you're about to take over this whole F-King sport. Dakota Ditcheva, remember the name, because her next fight might be the start of a reign no one is ready for. No one. Dakota Ditch-freaking-Eva just dropped the truth bomb nobody saw coming, crying in the cage after another dominant win. And no, it wasn't joy, it was frustration, it was pain. And it was a warning to the UFC. I'm stuck.
Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her. So
you could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top.
This is legacy versus legacy to be. Valentina is one of the most well-rounded fighters in MMA history. She reads opponents like code, downloads your game in real time, and exploits the first bug she finds. Dakota? She's got that unorthodox rhythmic striking that could actually throw Valentina off early. Long knees, feints, switch kicks from odd angles. But here's where Reggie gets real. Dakota still needs more 5-round reps. Her pace can dip late, and Valentina is the queen of championship round adjustments. Still, imagine a fully dialed in Dakota with sharpened counter wrestling and championship caliber cardio on point. If she dethrones Shevchenko, especially by spectacular knockout, it wouldn't just be an upset. It would catapult Dakota into instant superstardom and turn her into a household name overnight. We're talking late show appearances, global endorsements, the works. That's the rocket ship moment everyone's waiting on, and it would stamp her GOAT apple.
In her eyes, Dakota didn't just break her hand, she broke inside. This was supposed to be her return, her moment. Instead, she's left with pain, a damaged hand, and more time on the shelf. And let's talk facts. Fans have been begging for Dakota in the UFC. Laura Senko called her the violent Cinderella, who could rescue the entire women's division. But now, it looks like the UFC just got ghosted.
When you come back, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, I have just re-signed with PFL. We've come to a great...
That's right. She didn't jump ship. She doubled down. Dakota just re-signed with the PFL in what she calls a great agreement. But what some fans are calling a shackle 15-0. Global fan base highlight reel knockouts and still no octagon debut. Is this about loyalty or money? Is the UFC ignoring her? Or did PFL back up the BRINKS truck?
she's never won a belt, as she said. Like, she's not a complete fighter, is she? I'm not a complete fighter. She definitely isn't either, so... But whatever.
Let's not forget, Dakota destroyed Taila Santos in November 2024, a UFC vet, KO'd like she didn't belong. And then she disappeared, out for months with injuries. Just as the hype was peaking, now, back again, same story. Another injury, another delay. And fans are starting to wonder, is dangerous Dakota cursed? But maybe this is all part of the play. PFL has the dollars. Dakota has the look, the record, the killer instinct. Could she become the face of PFL? Could she bring more heat than Harrison, more damage than Cyborg? She wants to build her kingdom her way. But make no mistake, if Dakota keeps getting hurt, and if the UFC door stays shut, this might go down As the biggest what if in women's MMA, Dakota Ditcheva just cried in victory. She just re-signed with the company that isn't giving her the UFC stage. And she just warned the world this injury might keep her out again, but when she's back, she's not coming to compete, she's coming to kill, and Dana White better be ready, because the violent Cinderella doesn't want a glass slipper, she wants blood.
Because there's one name that I am dying to see in the UFC, and that's Dakota Ditcheva.
What's a fighter?
Yeah.
What a fighter.
Talk about the women's
Can you imagine her
division needing a superstar, and talk about a perfectly packaged, talented, gorgeous, eloquent, respectful, good, like literally checks every single box, and she's right there. And
White to sign. Laura Senko said, "She is a violent Cinderella. Bring her to the UFC as soon as you possibly can. This isn't hype. This is a full-blown warning shot to every woman on the UFC roster. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just undefeated. She's untouched, 10-0 finishing opponents like it's personal, and she's not even in the UFC yet. While UFC fans beg for a breakout female star, Dakota's quietly building an empire in the PFL and destroying everything in her way." Laura Senko, one of the most respected voices in MMA, just lit the fire on camera. No filter. And she didn't name a UFC star. She picked Dakota Ditcheva. That's huge. Laura Senko. For me, it's Dakota Ditcheva. She is a violent Cinderella. That quote alone is a massive L for the UFC's women's roster. Because when your own team says your biggest star isn't even signed, you've got problems. So why hasn't Dakota signed the contract? Easy. She's too smart. She knows her value, and she's not walking into a bad UFC deal just for the spotlight.
Is there an opportunity for you to cross-promote with the PFL for, say, a Joan Ganu fight, and is there anything specifically stopping that from happening?
Is there any way to stop it from happening?
Is there anything that's stopping that specific fight or a specific cross-promotion with the PFL from happening?
No, I'm not interested in that. We tried to make that fight. They didn't want to do it, and it's done. He doesn't fight here anymore. I'm not interested.
So no fights with the PFL just in general?
Should I?
Possibly.
We got 1, 2, and 3. They can't sell a fucking gate. Oh, talk to me.
Dana,
it's a stupid question, but go ahead. Talk to me. Why would I do that? I tried to make the fight here. They didn't want to do it, but I should co-promote with like a Bellator or a PFL. Why should I do that? Talk to me.
I guess it's just, a partnership with ESPN or anything like that, just in general, with just co-promoting an MMA to make, MMA fans happy, just for everyone to be involved with each other.
What? Because of ESPN?
As a partnership.
You win the dumb question of the night. Congratulations.
She's making her money, building hype, stacking highlights. The UFC is going to have to pay up, and they know it.
Something to Dana White right after the fight. You want to share with the rest of the crowd?
Hey guys, wait, don't leave it right now. Hold on. Double jumping forever, baby. Forever. Today, if you guys look around, I just tied with Anderson Silva in defend the belt. So tonight is a perfect night to retire and then live happy forever.
Since Amanda Nunes walked away, let's be real, the division has been bleeding.
Who devised the strategy of fighting southpaw?
Look, the best thing what I did was make my gym happen. Because in my gym, I feel like it's safe, you know?
Peña's beefing with Kayla, Valentina's out. Harrison's a freak, but part-time. And the UFC, they've got no breakout female striker, none except Dakota. Ditcheva is right there, and she's smoking names in the PFL like it's target practice. Let's play matchmaker. Dakota versus Juliana Peña? That's a murder charge. Dakota versus Valentina? Striking clinic Dakota versus Kayla Harrison? The super fight we actually need. Give her anyone. Give her everyone. Dakota is the fresh blood women's MMA desperately needs. She's 27 prime years, star power, British swagger, and a fucking killer instinct. Laura Senko. She is a violent Cinderella. Bring her to the UFC as soon as you possibly can, Dana. It's time to cash out, or get passed by, because Cinderella's glass slipper, it's covered in blood.
Yeah, I think.
And then who wins? Dakota versus Valentina.
You really make me say that. She's my favorite fighter, but come on.
Favorite fighter, number one.
Yeah, she is. She's always